First day of spring, just a few hours away technically. It's no wonder that today's also the International Day of Happiness. For more on this, let's bring in happiness expert, Dr. Gillian Mandich. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Last time you were here was Blue Monday.
That's right.
And we don't have to be blue anymore.
No, it's spring.
We survived.
We
and what
did.
a winter that was.
I
Oh my.
know.
So, happiness, we talked about this before, the happiness-pleasure paradox, you know? You ask people, why are you unhappy? They say, I'm working too hard. Why are you working so hard? So I can be happy.
Yeah.
Isn't that the workaday world thing here?
Yeah, exactly. It's that I will be happy when, and you get on this like treadmill and you just keep running, right? And I think especially on the International Day of Happiness, it's so important to take a step back and think about what does happiness actually mean, and what does happiness actually feel like for me? Because a lot, especially when I look at my research, for example, oftentimes when we think about happiness, we think I will be happy when, fill in the blank, right? When I get that car, when I get the job, when in reality, happiness is a practice. It's something we have to work at every single day. Just like you go in the gym and you work your muscles to get stronger, happiness is almost like a muscle in the same way, where you do things every day that make you happier, and then over time, you slowly build that like a muscle.
And it's muscle memory. So when you get it back, you remember what it felt like to be that happy.
Exactly.
You know, last time you were here also, we talked about some great tips to stay happy and healthy for this new year. And there's so many smart things. You know, a detailed plan is important, right?
Yes.
Prioritizing positivity. But I really like this one. Focusing on feelings. You know, that's hard for some people.
It is. Absolutely. Because it's not something we do every day. So it feels almost weird to begin with, right? And so what we can do though is, like I said, it's a practice. So number one, above anything else, it's being compassionate with yourself and trying something, and if it doesn't work or you forget or you mess up, that's okay.
Yeah. We're
Try
so
again.
quick at beating ourselves up.
It's so true. And everything, like we're so hard on ourselves, and yet when we stop and we sort of have some compassion for ourselves and start to focus on our feelings, then we start to become more aware of what's going on. And when we're aware of what's going on, then we can make changes to make things better. So especially in your life, every day I say, okay, look at your life throughout the day and check in with your mood every once in a while and notice how you're feeling. And then you'll start to notice, what are the things that I do throughout my day where I feel good? And then you'll notice, what are the things I do through my day when I don't feel good? And once you know that, you can say, okay, I feel really good when I'm cooking or whatever. And so then you can start doing more of those activities, and then over time, you start to have less of those feelings of bad and more of the feelings of happiness.
I think a lot of people, when they try to sort of decompress and get a little happier, they look for some solitude. But that can a lot of times lead to isolation, which is not a good thing, right? We need to be around other people to be happy, truly, don't we?
We do. And actually in the United Kingdom, the doctors can actually write a prescription for loneliness now, because they're recognizing that loneliness is just as detrimental or very detrimental to our health, just like smoking, just like physical inactivity. It's
measurable.
That much of a difference.
A measurable thing. Wow.
And the number one predictor, so there's an 80-year longitudinal study from Harvard. They found the number one predictor of both long-term health and happiness was social connection. So having at least one or two people in your life that you can confide in and can talk to and go to when you need someone, and then also reciprocate for you. That's the number one thing to focus on if you want to boost your happiness.
And you really, you know, if you make happiness a target, it might never be achievable.
Exactly.
It tends to come as a result of other things, doesn't it?
Exactly, and you don't just arrive at happiness ever. There's never going to be a day when you wake up and you're like, I'm happy, I've reached happiness,
max
I'm
happiness.
done. That's not a thing,
Mic
right?
drop, walk away.
Exactly. And so when we can reframe happiness and see it as every day, what are those things that I'm doing to practice happiness, it changes everything.
Great chat. Thanks for coming. It's good to see you again, Doctor.
Yeah,
and
happiness day.
Happy spring day and first day of spring.